All right, let's go inside the Texans. If that video doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will. OTAs starting later in the week. We are joined by our Texans insider, Aaron Wilson. Good to see you, my man. Click2Houston.com. Aaron, we're hitting that next phase now. We had rookie camp, a couple of weeks ago. It's been quiet over there off Kirby. Things are going to ramp up. I enjoy when OTAs start because you get all the guys out there.
Right. This is the first look at the team as it's going to be. With rookies, you don't get really the complete picture, but when you see Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Noel, Christian Kirk, all out there, you see the new receiving core, you see Nick Caley calling some plays, you see everything.
Now, these guys have been hanging out, working out behind the scenes, but now you get them on the field. What I always like is, you just mentioned some of the big names like a Nico, how they kind of bring these rookies under their wings, so to speak, and really rub off on them how to take care of business on the football field. We're going to start seeing that later in the week.
Right. This is when the leaders start to emerge, and it's a good teaching moment for the rookies. The other thing that you start seeing is which rookies can handle not being left behind once the vets start taking a lot of the reps.
All right. Some people say, OTAs, you're wearing shorts and you're not doing much out there, but I still think veterans can make an impact. Rookies, of course, anybody that's out there can make an impact in the drills that they do. You and I were talking, running back Dameon Pierce, how big are these OTAs? Because you look right now, Mixon's the guy. He's RB1, right? That RB2 slot's open right now, and Pierce, is going to battle to try to win that job. I think the impressions start during OTAs for him.
Pivotal year for Dameon, who's gone from starter to kickoff returner and second back. And he's got to fight off the challenge of rookie Woody Marks, who's a great pass-catching back, adds a little wiggle in the open field. But Dameon adds that power and tackle-breaking ability. And Joe Mixon is not 100% this spring.
Right.
So I'm expecting to see Dameon as RB1 for now and Joe 100% at training camp. But for right now, Dameon and Woody.
I was going to ask you, with that competition Pierce has, he's got some experience. I mean, when he had the football in his hands last year, he did produce a little bit for you. Is he going to have the edge in this battle?
For now, yeah. But I think that at some point, they didn't pick Woody Marks to have him sit all the time.
Right.
And he represents the future. This could very well, with Dameon being a contract year and heading to free agency, this could be his last year in the Texans uniform.
How fun do you think this is for coaches to get back out there? Because bottom line is they get in their routine. These are coaches. They love to get out there and teach and coach.
They get really excited, and probably no one more excited than, say, Nick Caley, because he is a first-time offensive coordinator and play caller. So when you're a rookie play caller and this is your chance, all the things you've drawn up in the film room and everything, and your playbook you're implementing, and you have all the guys out there for the most part.
Yeah.
I think it's very exciting, especially for Nick.
All right, a couple weeks of OTAs in mid-June. It's going to wrap up with that mandatory minicamp. So Texans football coverage in the weeks ahead. Over-the-air Channel 2, of course, click2Houston.com. Before we wrap it up, I want to talk about it was a talk point this past week. PFF grades came out, Pro Football Focus, the preseason quarterback rankings, and down the list is C.J. Stroud. I want to ask your opinion because he is listed right now as number 14 on the PFF grade report coming out preseason. Fair assessment for C.J. or not enough respect here?
I think it's fair in the sense that he's coming off of a down year. But do I think, and in my opinion, is he better than 14th? Is he as good as the Jared Goffs and some of these other quarterbacks? Is he maybe not at Jalen Hurts' category because of all Jalen's accomplishments? He's certainly, to me, the 9th to 11th best quarterback.
I think he needs to be a little bit higher. Let's run through just a few of them just to mention here. We're not going to do all of them, but, of course, the elite category, you got Patrick Mahomes, you got Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, fair, 1 through 4, right? Then the high-end category, they got Hurts, you got Jaden Daniels, Matt Stafford, Justin Herbert. And then you got some other ones like Goff and Geno Smith, Brock Purdy.
I don't agree with Geno Smith.
I don't think they should be ahead of C.J. Stroud at this point.
Agree, Randy. I think that him being ahead of, say, the Tuas and the Kyler Murrays, that they got that right. But I think if you look at those quarterbacks, especially Geno Smith, I just think that he's better than him. And Brock Purdy I view as something of a system quarterback.
Yeah.
And a system quarterback that got paid very well last week, $53 million a year. I look for C.J. to get close to Dak Prescott, $60 million a year next year. So he can laugh all the way to the bank at these rankings.
He's right now right behind Jordan Love and who else is on this list here? You got Kyler Murray. You've got
He's
a
below
couple other
Jared
guys.
Goff. He's below Herbert. He's below a lot of guys.
Baker Mayfield's right ahead of him as well.
Baker had a heck of a
He
statistical
did.
year.
No, he did. Give him
this
credit for that. But
analytics site-
Love and Mayfield are right ahead of CJ.
Right, and what they do, a lot of it is statistically based. And so CJ's performance, the skew between Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, to last season with the offensive line, I think holding him back along with Bobby Slowick. Look for that to go up this year, I believe.
Can't wait. OTAs are going to start later in the week. We'll be out there with them. And then, of course, that leads to the mandatory minicamp for the Texans. They'll take a break. And, hey, we're going to be ready for training camp coming up in late July. We went through the schedule last week. I think everybody's fired up to get this new season underway.
Yeah, I guess I was the most fired up. I said 12.
You did? You were
Ron
on it,
said,
man.
what was it, 10? And you were at
I
11?
went with 11, and Ron the Show Uglio from Sports Radio 610, I think he had him at 10 wins. So
We'll see.
Good stuff. Aaron Wilson, all things Texans, the insider here in H-Town. Click to Houston.com. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.